That's what we're talking about. Is I feel like liquids don't get talked about enough. It's a big deal. Man, I got like the big like.
You want me to have the mic?
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're already recording, so.
I know. Yeah, wait. Woo! Really grease like
See size match. All right, liquids. Are we far away? Get a little closer. All right, because we're not going to be doing as much. We need to see visually the movement. This is something that I still do probably around most time, so that's why we're talking to her today. In my bottle, I'm addicted to Smart Water, which, for better or worse, it's annoying, but it's actually got the electrolyte Pedialyte in there, that new blue one they got, it's the berry one. It's pretty good. I like the taste a lot. I'm doing this because someone here has prescribed electrolytes, and not Gatorade electrolytes.
sugar.
So I want to just let her kind of have the floor for a moment and talk about electrolytes. She's got distilled water here, she might bring that up. But overall, what should people drink throughout the day? And you can do one for Arizona, you can do one from like more humid climates back home, whatever you want to kind of take on that, and then I'll ask questions in the mix.
Most of the time for most places is you can just do the normal drinking water. Some people still drink out of tap. It's all going to depend on your body and how you can break down like the minerals and the vitamins in the water. But mostly it's minerals, which is all the stuff in there where you see your faucet gets that white scummy stuff. And so if you don't have that, if you're someone who pushes kidneys too hard, because kidneys are like the radiator of a car. So what they do is they keep the body cool, they bring the heat down, they make sure the process all the fluids. So even if you drink, people say I drink tons of water and I stop like at 5 so that I don't get up and go to the bathroom at night. Well, if you're like holding fluid in your legs, that's the kidneys. They are going to drain all the fluid out of your body and you may still get up and go to the bathroom. If you're someone that holds water and you stand all day. Right? And that's why some people go, why do I look so good in the morning? And then I drink one thing, it's like, whoop, and I'm bloated. That's why, because you're not able to process that with the kidneys. And there's even a talk of like hot water or cold water. Howard Stern, hot water. And that's because it doesn't constrict. When you drink something cold, it constricts everything in the body and it slows it down. I drink room temperature at all times, never cold, and now ice, nothing.
So why is the fact that everything that's enjoyable in life, like cold liquids,
It's
hurts.
Wrong.
It hurts.
It's wrong.
This is
Yeah,
it's
even
sad.
a Vietnamese acupuncturist I had, like that was the one thing she was like so happy I did because I just drink room temperature. I've never liked cold water. She said that constricts and slows down. So you get people that drink ice cold water and eat salad all day and they can't lose weight.
Yeah.
That's why. It's that same reason. So warm water, or like, Howard Stern even has hot water. I mean, he just doesn't put the tea in it. It's the same thing. Lemon in your water actually cleans the kidneys out because the acidity helps. It's a natural diuretic, so it helps you lose water. So that kind of helps you get rid of water. So in bodybuilding, we do that. That's anywhere. But like in Arizona, places that are very dry, we don't have humidity, we are more prone to having kidney stones.
Yeah.
Which are very painful to get rid of. But when you do the lemon, that acidity in the lemon helps break that down from those building up in the dry air. So when you have spring water, you got the tap water, so it's really like the minerals. I myself is distilled water, which there's nothing in it. Now you had said for you that would be horrible.
Yeah.
You can't have anything like that. But for me, pushing my body the way I do, kidneys are always moving, going. What I do is when all this stuff happened where there was no water, I've never had a problem not getting distilled because no one really drinks that much. But all of a sudden the CPAP machine, which is that breathing machine for snoring, they put that in the machines, any kind of machine that uses water because it doesn't leave that white scum, which, is the minerals.
Something.
Well, and that's why I'm a
I steam things with distilled water.
Exactly.
And she drinks it.
I drink it, and that's why I function like a machine, every client said.
I've just been
that's
told
what I
like
drink.
the minerals are important.
They are. It depends on like if you're able to break them down, though. It's kind of like when the whole creatine thing went as a craze, and some people were doing the grape juice and the creatine scoop, and they're trying to work out. If you have enough creatine in your body, which comes from red meat, that's a recovery thing, creatine, and it helps the muscle. It keeps water in the muscle. That's all creatine does. It's not like a steroid. It doesn't make you big. It just pushes your fluid instead of outside the muscle into the belly. But if you don't process it right, which I saw several bodybuilders do, they would take the same scoop and the same grape juice that someone else did, and it would just be soft. They looked like a Stay Puft, and they felt awful because they have enough in their system and or they don't break it down the same way. So it's kind of to each his own. So I tell people try different things and whatever works for you. As far as you want to try it, I've had people try distilled. Some actually, it works in the winter, but not in the summer when they sweat more and they need the minerals. I don't sweat. That's another weirdness.
Right. I sweat a lot.
Yeah, so that's another different thing. And that's why I mentioned the Pedialyte, you know, because, or even like saltine crackers, like out here in some of the Arizona being so hot, they have salt tablets people
Yeah.
actually
Oh
eat.
my God. That's a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah,
Salt
so you
tablets.
eat that. So it's because you lose that salt when you sweat. It's salty when you taste it. So you don't drink water. People that get brought down on the mountains here from hiking, I tell them you bring, you know, saltine crackers, little oyster saltine crackers. People drink all this water. You're not going to the bathroom. You're cramping. Well, you don't sweat water. You sweat that's salty. So you have to have crackers with that. Now that actually takes the water, pushes it in the muscle instead of just letting it go through the system.
Yeah.
So, but Pedialyte, Nash, Steve Nash that was with the Suns here, he saw that and got off Gatorade. Same thing, because he noticed that he was just like, the Gatorade's got enough sugar that just gives you that high and that low, and it kind of is another thing to digest instead of just pure electrolyte. There's that Emergency is another one that's decent, but Emergency, the little packets, that has some fizz, saying I don't do any carbonated. Carbonation makes gas, you know, so it makes bloating in the system. That's why a lot of times when you
I
have a
had
bellyache,
Emergency, and I was wondering why.
yeah. Sometimes when you have a bellyache, they're like, have some ginger ale or 7-Up. The bubbles, helps the acid in your stomach, it grabs it.
Oh.
So that's why. But to drink it all the time, a lot of people who are distended, they're drinking Perrier and all this like, you know, no, I do nothing.
White Claws?
Yeah, see?
I got the White Claws in.
Exactly, yeah. So,
No, I
but
get
that's,
that.
it's what you make it work. Like I, in fitness, I was doing 2 to 3 gallons of water a day.
2 to 3 gallons of
2
water.
of water, yeah, 3 gallons a day. And so by drinking
And
that
it's
much.
been distilled the whole time.
Yeah, it's been distilled the whole time.
And
I
room
was
temperature the
drinking
whole
that.
time.
Yep, room temperature the whole time. Yeah,
Makes
I don't even
sense.
drink out of a glass. I drink out of this so I can keep track of it, you know. So I drink, so I would drink a whole gallon, and I got that done by 10 in the morning.
Since
the
when?
second one, so that was back in fitness. That's been over 20 something years.
That's insane.
Yeah, but then I was told like that was pushing the kidneys too hard, so I'm only allowed to do 1.5. So it's like I'm dehydrated all the time because I can get 3 in no problem. Like even when I drink, when I take one drink and start here, I can do it if you want. I can drink 15 to 20 without stopping. That's just one drink. Like an 8-ounce glass, that's done in one time for me. So I
Wow.
had to learn to just go, oh, I'm supposed to sip this. Like athletes were so in line. So like even when I tell people how to drink, I say if you have to do a gallon a day, which most people should do a gallon a day, no matter what. But when you first drink, make a line with a marker at like whatever it is. Don't try, but just drink. And when it hits 10 in the morning, put a line and put 10. And then, you know, when it hits noon, well, maybe it's the same place, put noon. But then by the end of the day, the next day, do the same gallon, but try to get better. By 10, get that down. By this, so it shows you that you need to drink more.
And like
You know what I
throughout
mean?
the day.
Right,
Don't try to
throughout
chug at
the
the end of the day just so you win.
Which I just saw on Instagram. They have these containers that's what it shows.
Yeah.
And it says, you can do it. A little more drinking. It's almost noon.
little
and
pictures
so,
on there.
yeah, little pictures. And that's,
Yeah.
everybody eats a rah-rah thing so, to go. But water is a huge percentage of the body.
What
And
about Brita?
that's most people.
Does a Brita filter do anything?
Yeah, I mean, all those filters, that's what they do, but again, if you're not keeping up with the filter, it's bad because it'll clog it up and then it's not getting everything, you know, it's kind of like when they talk about when you make vegetables and the more green the water is, you just lost all the vitamins. So you gotta be careful of some of that overdoing or the over filtering, it just depends. You know, and for someone like myself that drinks like a ton, like I'd constantly be switching it back and
It's
forth.
just easier just to get the
Yeah,
gallon.
just to get the gallon and be done with it. But
Well,
really
I mean-
think about the room temperature and then even like the food, like even as a kid, like there's no drinking until your food is in. Like you don't eat and drink because that blows the system. Yeah, and that's why there's that little trick when you see those hot dog contests and they're just like not chewing and they're guzzling because it does a certain bloat to the system and it helps it in. But like when that's just normal every day, no, that's why you can't get most of your food in.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you have to be careful of that.
Well, now I know why I can eat so much. I'm not just a fatty. Thank you, everybody.
But if you're having any cramping, there's also talk about cramping being more about fatigue than it is about an electrolyte thing. And what they did was pickle juice. And what they found out was
Pickle
the
juice,
vinegar.
that's
And
right.
it's really the vinegar, but a lot of people won't drink straight vinegar. But when they had guys drink a cap of vinegar, that cramp is gone. Now, I do have some of my clients who are like 70s, 80s, you know, and you don't have muscle recovery and your muscles get fatigued faster. You know, you do have cramps at night, like that foot cramp that goes alien and you jump up and down. So they will keep like a little bit of pickle juice, you know, and they'll drink and they said it works. So, but again, it's just something that's missing from the system that even water sometimes cannot always get rid of.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that, and I always get, mine's the right hammy.
Right, and that's the one that you push off.
That's
all
the
the
one I
time.
push off all
Right,
the
so
time,
it's a
so-
fatigue, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just tired by the end of the day.
Exactly.
Moral of
Yep.
the story is use both your legs, kids.
Yes. And drink your water, whichever that is, but try different ones. Like, and usually it takes the body like 2.5 weeks to get used to something. So for 2.5 weeks, drink one kind, the same
Okay.
temperature, whatever. you know.
I might try to
and
go
then
back to
from
this still, we'll see how it goes.
there. Yeah, and see what happens.
See if I can become Bashir. All right, that's good enough for today. That's your education on water, everybody. Have fun.